Okay. I never know how to start these things. It's real weird. Welcome back. You can keep this in. All right. We're back. Another solo episode. I'm going to try and keep these rolling as best I can. Today's topic is something that I've picked because it's something I see a lot. But more than that, this is something I experienced myself. And if you are a coach, which I hope you are, or you know a coach, which I hope you do, this is something that you will have seen online or you will see online all the time. And what I want to talk about is signs that you may be an insecure coach. And I want to present these in such a way that provides an opportunity for introspection, an opportunity to look within and be like, do I have these tendencies and how can I work on them to ensure that I am getting better as a coach? The principles are going to apply to you as a lifter as well, so it's still relevant if you're a lifter, but I really want it to be something positive, not something negative. And the irony is, you'll see as we go through this, that if you are insecure, you're going to listen to this and you're going to be like, you know what, I know someone just like this. Like, bro, you are that person. So take care, listen, hope you enjoy. We're going to talk through 5 signs that you may be the insecure coach. Now, it has to start off with a conversation around like what insecurity is and what an insecurity means. And I'm not going to go deep on this. You can Google it if you really want to. But ultimately, insecurity is a lack of self-belief, a low self-esteem. And what I notice with coaches, it tends to go one of 2 ways. It can go down the gentler road, I suppose you could call it, towards what we call imposter syndrome. And I'm actually going to do another solo episode specifically on imposter syndrome. So that'll be coming up soon. The other potentially more nefarious way is a sense of narcissism. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about with these 5 points, with these 5 signs that you might be an insecure coach. So sign number 1, you might be an insecure coach if you spend excessive amounts of time looking at what other coaches are doing. You're scrolling through Instagram, you're going to them, you search them daily, weekly, whatever it is. You look at their page often and you're like, why are they doing that? That's all wrong. I don't like that. They're doing that. If you're in a commercial gym, you're like, that PT doesn't know what they're doing. That other person doesn't know what they're doing. And you spend ages investing time into why these people are so bad at what they do. That's time that's completely wasted. That doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve your clients, and it doesn't help the other coach. That's time that could be spent better investing in yourself, getting better at what you do, investing in understanding marketing and sales so you can grow your business. There's so much better uses of time than looking into why this person is so bad at what they do. One thing you have to come back to consistently in the coaching world is that everyone is doing the absolute best they can with the knowledge and the information that they have. You have to ask yourself the question, does this other coach that I hate so much, that is doing all the wrong things, do they want their clients to fail? Do they want their clients to go backwards? Is that their genuine goal? I guarantee the answer is no. Of course not. Remember, we all have the same educational base in coaching. There's no manual as to the best way to be a strength coach. We figure this shit out as we go along. And so they're figuring it out just like you're figuring it out. Doesn't mean that you've figured that out better than them. So stop spending excessive amounts of time investing your time into what other people are doing. It doesn't help anybody. All right. Second sign that you might be an insecure coach. Your content strategy is to prove other people wrong and to prove yourself right. We spoke about this last week on the first solo episode. This idea of it's always better to come with a content strategy of solving problems rather than winning arguments. When you're solving problems, you're taking a different mindset. You're taking a more open-minded mindset. When you're winning arguments or trying to win arguments, ultimately, you have to set up a scenario where you tear somebody else's thought process down. And insecure coaches will watch a coach post something and be like, that's just wrong. I'm going to make a post about this. And then they'll make a post and even make it snarky and sarcastic or try to actively make it known that they're against what this other person's saying and post that. That's not a good strategy. And it doesn't work. People watch that as a train wreck. They don't enjoy that. So if this is your post content strategy, you're missing the mark. And you got to remember, if you take this approach, this screams that this is how you use social media. You watch someone else post something that goes against what you believe, and you inherently think that they are talking about you if you know them. Like, why is this person taking a dig at me? They're probably not taking a dig at you at all. It's like when I post, if you follow me on Instagram, I post these, like, we call them Tom Bro on a plane. It just got that name from an old meme page account that used to share them. Anyway, I post these things of me on a plane with an empty row, and I say, sitting next to all the people who, have gotten better since they used hook grip on deadlifts or something stupid like that. And everyone always thinks I'm attacking someone. And I'm not attacking anyone, but I'm attacking everyone. A lot of the times these posts that I make that are funny, it's satire, are directed at me in the past. I used to do hook grip and genuinely believe that it was the way forward. Everything that I post in there, except for digs at IPF, whatever, everything that I post in there is for satirical purposes, right? And so when you're insecure as a coach, when you see something like that, you think it's talking to you and you get upset about it. And I get people upset in my inbox all the time at some of the more left of field things that I post on those stories. Anyway, that's sign number 2 that you might be an insecure coach. Sign number 3 that you might be an insecure coach. You use statements like, if your coach does this, get a new coach. Huge pet peeve of mine. Who are you to tell someone to leave their coach? Essentially what you're saying is, your coach is an idiot. I'm a better coach than that person. You shouldn't be with them. You should be with me because I know everything and I'm right and they're wrong. Really, really, really not a good look. Stop telling people that their coach is wrong. This is such toxic behavior. It plants seeds in their mind of like, is my coach against me? Is my coach trying to hold me back? Not a good thing to do. Like, you are not the authority on all things lifting and training. If you want to prove a point, if you want to get your point across, if you don't like misinformation, post the correct information in an informational way. Don't talk about what's wrong, talk about what's right and show how you use what's right to produce results. The moral of the story here is, again, come back to point number 1. Stop focusing on what everyone else is doing. Focus on what you do in your practice and how that works for your clients. That is your best way to present yourself as a coach with what you do and how you produce results. So do that. Stop trying to tear everyone else down, because again, this just highlights your own insecurity, your own lack of self-esteem. Don't tell people they need a new coach. Let people make their minds up for themselves. And you can help them do this by providing clear, concise, consistent information that's going to help them be a better lifter. And you do that without want. You do that without actively trying to pull people away from their coaches, but you do that from a place of genuine, I want to help people. If you're a coach, you should want to help people. If then you can open sales conversations with those people, fantastic. If not, you're still doing a good thing. You're still showing proof of concept. You're still showing what you do, and you're still helping people along the way. All right, sign number 4 that you might be an insecure coach. You celebrate getting another client from another coach as a win. A client leaves this coach that you don't like, that your competitor, and they come to you, you're like, yes, another one for Team Tom Bro. This is the best. No. Don't celebrate it as a win. This is peak insecurity because it comes directly from a scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset being that as a coach, you think there's only the clients that exist right now with all other coaches. That's just not how it is. You think that there's not enough clients to go around, so you get excited when clients leave other coaches and come to you. And conversely, if someone leaves you, you get so upset. Why did they leave me? And you get angry at the client potentially for leaving you, especially if it's in reverse. If they go to that coach, you're going to be really upset. So if you're celebrating these things as wins, you haven't won anything. That's not the point here. Instead, you should be focusing on, okay, what did I do right? Why did this client come across to me over this other coach or this other service? How can I lean into what I'm doing right and project more of that out into the world so that I can help more people? It's not about battering down other coaches, other brands, other gyms in the process. It's about continuing to do what you do better, focusing on that and putting that out there to the world. All right. Point number 5 as to why you might be an insecure coach. You have a great sense of entitlement. You believe that other people should be flocking to you. You get upset when other people are going to less experienced or less knowledgeable coach in your eyes or your definition. This is especially the case if you think you're extremely smart and someone who's not as smart as you has a massive platform and is attracting heaps of lifters and putting out information out there all the time. That's a sign you might be an insecure coach if you get really upset about that. This is damaging in a number of ways. It's damaging in the ways that, again, you believe that people should be coming to you, and if they're not coming to you, instead of believing that they should for no reason, it should highlight what you're missing in terms of getting people to come from you. And if you look at it through that lens, you can look at the people they're going to and be like, what are they doing right? So another key trait of insecurity is like this veil of quote unquote perfectionism. And perfectionism being like, I can't produce this thing, I can't put this thing out there until it's absolutely perfect. So you make a content piece, an informational piece, here's how to do a leg press better to support your squat or whatever. And you film it 10,000 times. You're like, I don't like the lighting, I don't like the angles, I don't like what I'm saying, I screwed up this word, it's not, anatomically accurate or whatever. And you keep re-recording it, and you just never put it out there. And you get upset that someone puts out a piece of content that isn't as refined. You're like, why are they getting clients? It's because they're putting stuff out there. This idea of perfectionism, just as an aside, of like, it has to be perfect before putting it out, is actually not perfectionism at all. Because what a perfectionist would do is put something out there, see the flaws in it, and continually refine it. You can only get perfect at something if you try to do it in the first place. And so you can't road test things, or you can't not road test things and then not know how to, what am I trying to say here? If you don't road test things, you're not going to know how to make them perfect. You're trying to perfect them for yourself. Why are you perfecting content for yourself? You're not the one buying the product. Perfect it for the customers. And the only way you can perfect it for the customers is by putting it out there. So a lot of the times people are getting upset at these other coaches with the sense of entitlement. Why are they going to them and not to me? And all that coach is doing different is putting stuff out there. They're showcasing results. They're putting content and information out there. So don't be entitled. It's like entitlement is not a thing. You can't be entitled and expect people to flock to you. You have to work for that as a coach. It doesn't happen by itself. You actively have to work at it. All right, so those are my 5 signs that you might be an insecure coach. I feel passionately about this, and I'll tell you why. It's because I have been the insecure coach. I've been each of those 5 points. I've spent so much time and energy and effort trying to prove people wrong or make posts that I thought were like, okay, this is perfect. This is how it should be. I don't like this other post of how that's presented. I've tried that in the past. I've spent so much time and energy and effort investing my time into watching other coaches that are more successful than me and being like, why are they getting so many people? I'm so much smarter. I'm so much better. They should be coming to me. My mindset shift over time was that, what are they doing right? How can I learn from these people? What are these other coaches doing better than me that I can learn from? And if you go into that sort of attitude with an open sort of mind, a willingness to learn from these people who you think are against you or you think are your competitors or whatever, you'll learn so much and you'll get so much better. And it's so funny because some of the people who I saw as people I was up against or people I wanted to beat are now really good friends of mine because I dropped that sort of arrogant, insecure mindset and I started talking to them. And I started asking questions. Then I realized, you're a coach just like me. You want the same thing as me. You want to help people. How are you doing it so well? And a lot of coaches, including myself, are so open to share with people that are wanting to climb the ladder because we all want to help people and we all want to get better at what we do. We all want to grow our businesses. And there's plenty of people to go around to everyone. So there's no time to be the insecure coach. Focus on yourself. Focus on what you're doing right. More so, focus on where you're not going so well, and then learn from the people that are doing those things better than you. Don't look at them with anger and with spite and with malice. Instead, look at them with an open mind. Be willing to ask them questions. Be willing to learn from them. You don't have to copy them. You don't have to become them. You just have to unpack the principles of what they're doing right so you can apply that to your own business, your own strategies, so you can do what you do better. Really hope that helped. Message me if you need help with anything. I'm always happy to chat. I take a while to reply, but I'll always reply. Thank you so much for listening, and catch you on the next one.